Hi, welcome to the Saturday morning podcast with Stacy and Saylor. This is our very first podcast that we've done, and we're doing a live recording too, so it should be make it a little more complicated. But we wanted to introduce ourselves and talk about what we're going to do on our podcast. So, do you want to introduce yourself, Saylor?
Yes. Hey, everyone. My name is Saylor Burris. I am currently a senior at the University of Tennessee, but I am from Chesapeake, Virginia, and moved out here 3 years ago for college. And as I'm wrapping that up, I'm definitely reflecting about all of this journey I've been on, and a big part of that has been meeting my lovely friend Stacy. And so a couple of weeks ago on winter break, this thought just popped into my mind because I've been obsessed with watching podcasts recently, and Stacy and I are two peas in a pod on our runs. And I texted her and I was like, if I text her this, it's gonna happen. There's no backing out. But I was like, whatever, it's so funny, I have to text her. And I was like, we should start a podcast. And
I said, yes, YES dot,
Yeah.
like exclamation point, exclamation, like a whole bunch of them.
Yeah,
yes.
absolutely.
So
here we are.
Here we are. So I'm Stacy Jones, and I'm at Saylor running on a Saturday morning. My oldest son, used to be part of the University of Tennessee Run Club, and that's how he met Saylor, and I met Saylor through him, and we started running on Saturday mornings and just grew into this beautiful friendship that we love so much. And we talk about everything under the sun on our runs, and we thought it would be really fun to have a podcast where we talk to other runners about all the different things that we talk about on our run, because it runs the gamut from, I don't know, from what we ate for breakfast to what we're wearing that night or whatever. And it's really fun, and all the training in between. And it's not just going to be about, we wanted to talk about faith and family and relationships and running and, I don't know, pop culture, anything else that we can think of that would be super fun. So I hope that you guys will try out our journey. So anyway, I'm 52, you're 21. Yes, but we still have this great friendship, and I'm the mom of 3 kids. I have a 26-year-old and twins that are going to be 21, and they all have run, and I've run since I was 18, and it's just been a passion that I've had for many, many years that I love to do. But I'm mostly a mom, and I'm a fitness instructor, and anyway, this is where we are, and what we're trying to do is do that. And we have a lot of interest in talking to people and getting to meet new people and try out new things about that. So Saylor's fixing to graduate. What are you looking to do after you graduate, Saylor?
Yeah, so I'm currently studying management in the business college here at school, and I chose that major because it was super broad, and I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I wanted to give myself options, and it was important not to close myself off to any opportunities. But through that education, I have really taken an interest in business law or the legal field. So I've applied to law school, and I've heard back from quite a few. So I'm going to law school next fall, and in the process of praying through a decision for that and for my future. But super daunting, but also super exciting, and really blessed with all of those open doors. But yeah, to me, I grew up playing soccer and always being super active. And my dad was a runner in high school, so when I was 14 and entering high school, it was like, you're running cross country. And I was like, okay. And I absolutely fell in love with it. And it's totally my thing. And then I came to the University of Tennessee, and I just didn't want to stop running. So I joined the Tennessee Run Club, and at the time, Gavin he had already graduated. He was... Yeah.
He was in grad school.
Yeah, he was in grad school, and I was just a freshman. And it's so funny because me and all my little freshman friends that year were like, oh my gosh, Gavin. He's the fast, cool guy. But Gavin's actually the biggest teddy bear on the planet.
Hard.
And super just kind and sweet to all of us. And so anyways, Stacy would always be at our meets, and I was like, I want to be her. She's so cool.
Why is this crazy lady coming to all these meetings?
I was like, she is so cool. And so for the first like year and a half or so that I was here, I didn't know her super well. But when Gavin moved to Arizona for his big boy job, we threw him a going away party.
Yes.
And ever since then, I think I ran into her on a long run. And I was like, you have to come with me.
And I was like, yes.
So for the past 2 years, we've been long running every Saturday morning, which is why we are calling ourselves the Saturday Morning Run Club.
Yep. Yes, it's so fun. And I love just the opportunity to run with the younger people. It makes me feel younger. It makes me feel faster. And I just enjoy so much listening to what they're going through and just being a part of their lives and getting to know them and giving them sometimes they'll ask, like, did you ever do this? Did this ever happen to you? And we talk through so many different scenarios, and they're so much smarter than I was at their age, so that's really helpful. I'm not super helpful, but it's fun to get their perspective because you lose that as you get older. You don't get that, and I love this age. As you're on the precipice of young adulthood and all the challenges that are before you, and just making decisions, like she said, about law school and your future, and all of the relationships and just so many complicated things, even friendships with other girls, and then challenges running. You've had a challenge running this year.
Yeah.
You can tell them about.
I have been injured for over a year. I've never experienced an injury like this, only things that have had me out for a couple weeks at the max, but I was training last December, and over winter break, I just started with like this pain in my shin, and I'm definitely one to like run through my pain even when I know I should be resting. But it got to a point where I was like, I need to go to the doctor. So I went to the doctor and I took a few weeks off. Like, there was nothing really overly concerning there, and then I basically went through this vicious cycle of taking a few weeks off and then trying to run again, and then 2 weeks later pain got unbearable again, and it was just like that, up and down. I went to so many doctors, and no one wanted to do an MRI. Stress fracture wasn't a concern. I was in physical therapy for 3 months last spring, no improvements, and then finally in September they decided to do an MRI, and sure enough, I had a stress fracture. So I unfortunately was on crutches for a month and
tried to walk all over campus with your crutches, and causing all the sores under your arms and everything. It was terrible.
It was really humbling.
Yes.
And then I was in a boot, and I got out of the boot about a month ago, so I've just been like walking, and just this week I went to the doctor, and stress fracture is gone.
Yay!
So very slowly starting to run again, but it was an experience that taught me a lot, and I will be resting if I'm in pain anymore. I won't be running through it. So
injured runners were terrible people.
Yeah.
But she is starting a return to running. If you've ever been injured, she's starting a return to running program so that she doesn't just jump right back in, taking your time and just run. It's really cool because you like run a minute, walk a minute, then you run 2 minutes, walk a minute, run 3 minutes, walk a minute, and ease back into that. And it's a great way to start back running, to make sure that nothing pops up that's weird, since she spent all this time off. So we are super excited for the next few weeks to pass by so we can start running together again. So we're super pumped about it.
Yeah.
So that is what we're looking forward to for 2025, is to get that started again and start interviewing some of you guys about that. Saylor and I also wanted to add a component that we're both super strong Christians and we love the Lord, and that's really the basis of how we try to make decisions and things that we talk about and that we do, and we want to be able to share that faith. When we invite people on, we want to ask them about their faith and how that plays a role in running. And I know for me, running has always been super tied to spiritual things for me. I have a lot of time where I feel like that I feel really connected to the Lord when I run. I feel it's I don't know. It's always just been a super spiritual thing for me. Like I feel like that he's happy with me when I do that. I get to be outside in nature. I get to be around friends. It makes my mental clarity so much better, and it gives me a happier mood, and I'm excited about being alive and being outside and doing all of those things. A lot of the people who run probably feel that way, and I like sometimes when I have to run by myself, which I hate, I'll do like a prayer run and pray for everybody, and I always think that's a good way to make the miles pass by to you. But anyway, that's a component that we want to add to our podcast too, for sure. And another thing that we're both super interested in are relationships. We love relationships. Saylor's single, so we're praying that God will send her a wonderful boyfriend this year.
This is the topic of so many runs.
So many runs. So whoever comes on, we will be talking about your love life or lack of. We want to know all of it. We're very nosy, and we want to know, and I love all of it. So it's really fun. My oldest son, Gavin, that she mentioned before, is getting married this year, so that's been... Yeah. So, and he didn't date.
Yeah, no.
I mean, he never dated.
No.
And so it's been really fun. I mean, this is the first girl he's known her since they were friends when they were little kids, and they reconnected, and now they're getting married. I mean, it's so sweet. It's like a little Hallmark story, but he didn't date because he just never found the one. And I was going to ask Saylor about this. I had listened to this quote from this older man this week, was talking about so many kids, young 20-year-olds, are having a hard time meeting the right person, especially men say there's not any women. The women say there's not any good men out there. And he was talking about, I was going to ask you what you thought about this, that a lot of it he thought stemmed from the rise of feminism, and where women used to be prized. It was a really big deal to ask a girl out on a date. Like you had to earn her attention or whatever. You guarded your sexuality and you didn't give that away. And now girls just give it away. And guys, they could meet a girl, but she may have been with 15 other guys, and most men don't want that. Most men want a wife that's just in love with them and has never been with another man. Really. So I wonder, a lot of it is that the women, we've lowered our standards, and so they don't have to work as hard. So why would they work hard?
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think? What do you see?
Oh, I feel like as I've gotten a little bit older, I've seen a little bit of a shift. And I feel like as both men and women get older, people mature a little bit and maybe aren't after how many girls, how many guys can I get with. But I definitely think a few years ago, high school, early college, that was very much a thing. And I think it's still a thing even at this age. A couple things come to mind is who you're surrounding yourself with. True. And so the friends that you have are really important. Yeah. Even if I don't know, people you're surrounding yourself is huge. If you hang around people that are just focused on how many relationships or guys or girls they can attain, then your mind is going to start thinking the same way. And when you talk about women setting standards for themselves, or we've lowered our standards so much that we're making it so easy for guys, I think a lot of that stems from insecurity. And so girls just don't feel good enough. All they want to feel is loved. Yes. And they think that can only come from a guy. So they'll do anything to feel that love, and which is, it's really sad to think about, but I think that it's important. That's why I think it's so important to just preach the gospel of Jesus, and that he can fulfill that desire in your heart. And I don't know, I definitely understand the feelings of loneliness or wanting to feel loved, but it's never worth settling, or it's so important to realize your self-worth. Right. So I think those are probably some roots of the issues that we're seeing today in the dating world. The dating world, which everybody agrees is terrible. Yeah, I know.
And I don't know why. I don't know how to make it better.
Yeah.
Do you think a lot of this, though, I wonder so much of like the feelings of loneliness and the way that people are dating with apps, or even people not asking each other out and you're talking, or snapping or whatever. Do you think that's some of that's a result of COVID and just being shut down, and where we like got scared of other people? Like you just kind of stopped connecting and everything became a virtual world. Like your whole world became virtual because that's the only way you can connect with other people. I wonder if some of that has to do with it.
I definitely think mental health issues have increased after COVID, especially like anxiety.
Yeah. Everybody has anxiety.
Yeah. I don't understand. I'm go in person to everything. I don't like that virtual classes.
Yes.
And I get why it's like easier, but I just can't. I need that face-to-face connection.
And I think that's important because, I mean, if you don't see somebody in real life, then, I mean, you can be anything over. I mean, and just making eye contact and just gestures and like the little things that your brain picks up on that you can't pick up on virtually.
Yeah.
And you can be anything you want to be virtually. And you would say things virtually that you wouldn't say in person. Yeah. Or you would do things virtually that you wouldn't do in person. It kind of, I don't know. I wonder if, I like the idea of the more you can do in person and actually show up and be there makes a big difference.
And I think another issue like we're seeing today is like a lack of commitment. People don't want to commit to anything, whether it's a relationship or anything they want to do like in their life. And I think that anything you're doing virtually kind of like enables
your
that
lack of commitment.
Yeah.
You're like, I'll just show up online and
yeah.
So we need better people.
Yeah.
Be better people. Let's all be better people. We'll be more committed to things that you can commit to. So that's a good lesson for us to take away from today is if you're going to make a commitment,
follow through.
Either do it or don't. There's no try. That's what I always tell here's my mama Stacy wisdom for the day. There's no trying. We either do it or we don't do it. And the Bible tells us, let your yes be yes and your no be no. And so either decide to do it and you're going to do it completely and finish it and follow through, or just don't do it. Just say no. Because when you're lukewarm and you're wishy-washy, then you're just not, I mean, what kind of person is that? Nobody wants to hang out with somebody who's wishy-washy. Like, I'm like, Saylor, do you want to go for a run Saturday? And you're like, well, maybe. I'll let you know. Then that means I'm thinking that's a no, right?
Yeah.
But nobody wants that. But it's better if I'm like, Saylor, do you want to run Saturday? Yes, Saturday, let's meet at 9:30. And then you count on them being there. And that's the kind of people that you want to be, the people that show up every time and everything for that.
Yeah. 1 foot in, 1 foot out helps no one. Like, don't go down that road.
Yeah. Either all in or no deal at all.
And so this is why I love Stacy. It's because we're in two completely different places in life, but somehow we're also like the same person. Yeah. And we say this all the time.
We're twins.
Yeah.
If only I had your collagen, I would be
oh my gosh. Look at her. I want to be her. She's awesome. She's amazing. Beautiful. But when I spend like time with her running, I mean, when you're running with someone like an hour and a half, like
you learn a lot.
Yeah.
You learn
and if you talk as much as we do, like
you learn
get
a
close
lot.
like this. Yeah. So I mean, it's so nice to like. I know she is just a wonderful, good, godly woman, and that she's always gonna have like my best interest at heart and be aligned with what the word says. And so when I go to her for advice, it can just always be trusted, which is so nice for me. And I know that she's already been through so many of the things that I'm going through right now. So that's why running, being injured has been so hard because I can't run with her.
It's terrible. We had withdrawal.
Yeah. But I love being able to hear from her and her experiences, and that really like gives me clarity and helps me make choices and has also just helped me grow as a person.
Oh, that's so sweet. I love you.
I love you too.
You're the sweetest.
I also love hearing about what she's going through and the struggles that she's facing, and it helps me to kind of think way in the future about like how I might navigate things in the future.
Yeah, because there's a lot. I mean, like she has her struggles of things, and then like I'm starting empty nest, which has been super hard as a mama, because I was a stay-home mom and with my kids all the time, and they're the loves of my life. And so that's been really hard. That's a big challenge. And then going through menopause, which has been super fun as all my collagen is wasting away with my estrogen. Sorry, men who are listening. But it's been fun to have. It's so fun to hear her perspective on things and then see my perspective. And it is such a mutual way that we can share, because she gives me a lot of feedback about my kids. I'm like, should I be worried about this or whatever? And from her perspective, she'll be like, no, don't worry about this. Or yeah, you should be worried about that, because some things I worry about. And she's like, no. And I'm like, I should listen to her because she's their age. And it's super helpful to me. Or I can say to her, as your mom's probably really worried about this, and this is why, and you can see why, because we know too much at our age, and because we've been through too much, and we can see down the road in the pitfalls, and we just don't want those things to do that. So our friendship has just been such a blessing, and we've learned so much from each other, and so we just wanted to share that and get to talk to a whole bunch of people and see their perspective on running and friendships, and it'll be really interesting to see if any other people have friendships with like older, younger friendships. Because it's really
such a fun dynamic.
Yeah, it is a fun dynamic to have that older, younger friendship and just get everything. And I think we should have friends of all ages. It keeps you very perspective on everybody. Because sometimes I think my kids should be further along, and then I talk to you and I'm like, no, this is just where they are. I forget how it is to be 20 years old or whatever. And so it's great. And so then sometimes if she'll think, well, my parents are harping on me or something, I'm like, no, this is why they are saying that, because they love you so much and they just don't want the pitfalls that come with things that they haven't seen yet. So it's fun.
It's so wonderful having another mom.
I love being another mom. I love it.
I'm so far from home, and I'm so close to my family. And I even now still get homesick. I love Knoxville. I might stay here. Yeah, I might stay here.
We hope so. We're hoping.
Just like also the running community is just unreal. It's so great, so wonderful. You meet all sorts of weirdos. We're all
crazy.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things about it. It's just the weirdos you get.
And runners usually are fantastic people. Like they would do just about anything for you. I've never had an experience with another runner. I've had weird experiences running. We probably need to do a podcast about the weird things that happen while we're running. Next time we're going to do that, because I have some doozies.
Yeah.
But never like a bad experience with another runner. No. Just other people that are running adjacent.
Yeah.
That are running adjacent. Runners are usually pretty committed people too. Yeah. So that'll be fun to get everybody's perspective on that. So anyway, is there anything else you think we should cover in our introduction?
We don't know what we're doing, but we like to do things for fun, and Stacy is, I'm like nervous right now. I don't know, I feel nervous about this. I'm like, what am I doing? But I'm praying for Stacy's boldness. I love that she's just so like, go get them.
Let's go do it.
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
Why not?
What could go wrong?
Yeah. So I'm excited to grow through this and see what it brings. And
me too.
Yeah.
So next time we're going to have a guest.
Oh.
I know. It'll be so exciting.
I don't even know who it's going to be yet. We have some
We have some contenders, so we'll see who can show up first, and we'll try it. It'll be really fun. So thank you guys for listening, and give us any feedback. We're gonna open an Instagram page. I think we'll try to get that set up, and all of our I don't know what else we can come up with to get the word out and pass it along, and we would love your feedback. So
absolutely.
Anyway, anything else?
No.
I love you.
Bye. I love you.